Hello, everyone, and welcome to What Game Next. My name is Ryan, and today we are going to be building some sealed pools for Monarch. Normally, today is my Ashes Reborn day. That league is on hiatus for 1 week, so today I decided I have this box of Monarch that I did one sealed pool out of before. I'm just going to open some more packs, and I'm going to build some more sealed pools and just kind of go through that process. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. I hope everybody's having a good time today, having a good day. I am so far. All right, so the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to kind of separate the cards out by class. So Shadow Brute, Shadow Runeblade. Light Illusionist. Warrior. Generic. So I guess I'll move these over a little bit so I can get generics on the end. Ooh, Rally the Rearguard Red is a really good generic to pull. Shadow Instant. Yeah, Rally the Rearguard is really good. Ray of Hope is really good. So we got a foil Express Lightning. We got Ether Iron Weave for our equipment. We have a Illusionist card and another Illusionist card. And then the token is the orb. So far our rares are in Illusionist. Okay, Shadow Rune Blade. Brute. Shadow Rune Blade. Warrior. Illusionist. Warrior. Lots of second swings. That's kind of interesting. Blue Illuminate. Red pound for pound. It's really good. A Red Blood Tribute. Brandish. Zealous Belting. So we have a Foil Plowthrough, yellow. We have some Time Skippers. First rare is a Writhing Beast Hulk. And we got a Majestic. We got an Arclight Sentinel. Yeah, Illusionist looks like pretty safe in this pool. Okay, Shadow Brute, Rifted Torment, Dread Screamer, Herald, another second swing. So we have 3 of those now. Wartune Herald, Blue Rally, Spew Shadow, Void Wraith, Adrenaline Rush, another Ray of Hope. So we've got a Foil Express Lightning. We got some Hooves of the Shadow Beast, a Merciful Retribution, and a Tremor for our second rare. Let me just check Discord here real quick. Helps if I spell things correctly. All right, just let some people know what I'm doing. Okay. Graveling Growl, Rifted Torment, Unworldly Bellow, Herald of Rebirth, another Express Lightning, Herald of Tenacity, a Ghostly Visit, Red Yinti Yanti, it's pretty good. Seek Enlightenment, another Spew Shadow, Red Minnowism. Okay, so we got a legendary in our sealed pool. We got a nice rainbow foil Valiant Dynamo. Hey, thanks, Lay, for, I think is that how you pronounce your name, for following? Then we have some Ironhide Plate. Is it Lee or Lay? Out Muscle. About 2 packs left, and we opened a legendary. That's pretty good. Lee, got it. Thank you for the follow, Lee. Okay, we got a Smash with Big Tree, Red Riftbind, Boneyard Marauder, Engulfing Light, another Herald, Bolt of Courage, Blue Overload. That 1 damage Dominate, gonna get you. Another Blinding Beam, a yellow Zealous Belting, Surging Militia. So we got a foil Seek Enlightenment red, an Ironhide Helm, red Out Muscle, followed by red Out Muscle. And we have 1 more pack left. Yes, I enjoy my Diet Dr. Pepper. I haven't tried the zero one yet. Runeblade Action, Deadwood Rumbler, Seeds. That's the first Seeds in the whole pool for Chain. Not super great. Blue Spears, Blue Second Swing, Yellow Herald, Red Overload, a Blue Minnowism. Problem is we don't have any Belittles. I mean, you don't have to have Belittles to play Minnowism, but it helps a lot. Rising Solar Tide Red, a yellow Rally the Rearguard, blue Stony Wootenhog. Oh look, foil Ironhide Gauntlets. And these packs have been pretty good. Then we have a Dimensional Gateway. We got a Spill Blood. Majestic. So we have 2 Majestics in this pool. We have a Spill Blood, and we have an Arclight Sentinel. Obviously, there's more cards for Prism than there are for any other hero. You have no intent to try the Dr. Pepper Zero? I like Coke Zero, so... so for Warrior, we have Valiant Dynamo, which is great. For Shadow Brute, we have Hooves. For any other hero, we have Time Skippers, Plate, Helm, and Gauntlet. And then for Shadow Runeblade, we have Ether Ironweave. I think Light is way stronger in this pool than Shadow is. I do have quite a few 6s and aboves to run with Brute, but there's just not a lot of... So we have 3 blues in this pool. We have some blues in generic. I honestly think Prism is the best out of this pool, just given that we have three different. Is it three Ray of Hopes? We have two Ray of Hopes and a Blinding Beam. I could definitely see Bolton as well, given that we have a Spill Blood and a Valiant Dynamo. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to build Prism, and then I'm going to build Bolton. So I'm going to build both out of this pool, one after the other. So we can take all of these shadow cards and just kind of set them to the side for right now. And we'll go ahead and take the warrior cards and we'll set them to the side right now. So what I like to do is just kind of spread out the attacks versus non-attacks and the colors. Non-attack. Arclight's non-attack. That's interesting. So we have no reds for Prism, but we do have a lot of generics that fall into that. So cards that you should always look at in a sealed pool for Monarch are definitely, we're definitely going to start with Rally the Rearguard. It's 6 power, it's red, it can defend for 2 and then pitch. You can discard a card for 3 more, so you can defend for 5 with it, which is really good. I like Out Muscle a lot too. I'm going to put those right here for right now. One attack that you should always be looking at in your generic stuff is Surging Militia. Near the end of the game, it's really, really hard for your opponent to defend. Especially when you have a red one, which I don't believe I do. Like pound for pound, just a good dominate attack. Given that this is Prism, I think Frontline Scout is a good card. It lets you set up for one of your heralds if you're not sure that they have something to defend, like maybe they've been holding something to defend. You can Frontline Scout into your herald and have a good chance of not getting it blown up. I don't think Minnowism is going to be good in this pool. The only thing that you can really play with it is Spears. Everything else is too high power. Well, Spears and Frontline Scout. Brandish is not good for Prism, obviously. So given what we have right here, let's say we take the Out Muscles. Just having 6 power attacks is good in Monarch Sealed. We don't want the blue Minnowism. We don't want the Overload. Yellow Rally is definitely interesting. Let's look at some of the light cards. So Seek Enlightenment is really good. Let's see. Blinding Beam can definitely get your opponent if they think they're going to blow up your Herald with a defense. Let's see. We have 2 red Seek Enlightenments. It's actually pretty good. I think red Rising Solar Tide is fine. Okay, so if we look at this step here, we have 5, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I have 24 cards here. We need to get to 30 minimum for sealed. I think Zealous Belting can be really good for... it goes over here. Can be really good for Prism just because all of our Heralds trigger it if you pitch a Herald to play Zealous Belting. Let's see. We definitely need some more blues because we only have 4 blues in the whole, or no, we have 5 blues here. 6 blues in the whole pool. So I think that's when we like go blue glisten is fine. You're primarily going to pitch it. Same with blue illuminate. Yeah, blue outmuscle's not very good. I think playing like blue rally the rear guard is fine. Just because you can use it for defense. All right, so this gets us to 7, 16, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So we need 2 more cards. Interesting. The pickings are slim. I think blue Surging Militia is okay. It's not great. The Yinti Yanti is good. Maybe we don't do the blue Surging Militia and we do blue Zealous Belting instead. It gives us another go again that we can use because we can pitch higher attacks to bring it in. All right, so this is 30 cards. I think this pool is pretty good for sealed. We have 3 different Rally of the Rear Guards that can defend for quite a bit. We have an Arclight Sentinel, a Merciless Retribution, which really isn't going to do a whole lot unless you manage to create, like hit with your Heralds and create Soul Shields. Just like the blue Prismatic Shield's not going to do a whole lot. It's mainly just to fuel a lot of your other stuff. So 10 is 30% blue, which might be a little high, but I don't think that there's a lot that we could really switch out for. Yeah. Maybe the blue pound for pound, but that's just switching a blue for a blue. So overall though, I think this pool is pretty good. There's a lot of, we have some attack buffs. This goes over here. We have some attack buffs. We have a good combat trick that can save a herald. We have a frontline scout that can set up for a herald. We have some go again attacks, and we have just some big attacks. So I think overall this is good. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the light cards out of here, if there are any just pure light cards. And then I'm going to build Bolton with the same pool. So I need to pull the generics out too. Okay. And a lot of the generics will get cross-used between the two pools just because they're generally good. In Sealed, you want to have just a lot of good attacks to keep pressure on. Wow, all the reds were generic. Yeah, because we didn't have any of the... Okay. So Glisten, Blinding Beam, and a Seek Enlightenments. All right. We'll put Prism right there. So for Bolton, so non-attack red. Yellow, blue, red. There actually may just not be enough cards here to run Bolton in this pool. This goes here. But we're going to check it out and see anyway. Red Express, red Second Swing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pure light cards. And Rising Solar Tide is good for Bolton. I don't necessarily like Frontline Scout for Bolton. Blue Zealous Belting is fine, but the... Did we have a yellow one? Yeah, we have a yellow one. That one's kind of questionable. I don't know that we can turn it on. So we would have to pitch one of our reds to turn on the yellow Zealous Belting. We do have a Brandish. I feel like Minnowism is okay in Bolton. Yeah, there might just not be enough cards in his pool here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 27. So that's actually really close. Might just run the blue Minnowism. We have Express Lightnings, we have the Engulfing Light, red and yellow. Brandish, all those can turn it on or be used for it. Zealous Belting is turned on when it's equal or greater? Greater. So blue Stony can turn on blue Zealous. The Overload. So that's 30. That would be the closest that I could come to a Bolton build with this. You also get Dynamo when you play Bolton. The problem is we don't really have any ways to give our weapon go again other than buffing it with something and using Bolton's ability. And the only way we have to charge or put stuff in our soul is the 3 Express Lightnings. I believe the Engulfing Lights do. Yeah. 2 Engulfing Lights. The Rising Solar Tide? No. Well, if it hits, it goes into soul. There's not really a ton of ways to turn those on, and we have 3 second swings. So overall, I think this pool is much weaker than the Prism pool. Okay. So we're gonna open 6 more packs. Do it again. This is helpful for me because I'm signed up to do the Pro Quest during Vegas on the Sunday, which happens to be Monarch First Edition Sealed. Now, I don't know if I'm actually going to participate on it because it's predicated on whiffing on the main event. If I whiff on day 2 of the main event, then I will play the Sealed Pro Quest on the Sunday. That's really good. Shadow, Shadow, Generic. Oh, we got another red rally. Wow. Foil Ironhide plate. So we've gotten a foil Ironhide plate, a foil gloves, and a Valiant Dynamo in this box. So our first rare is Convulsions. Our second rare is also Convulsions, and then the token is Levia. To say, hey, this is a Levia pack. Which she does seem to be off to a really good start here. Have any of you out there been playing much Sealed in Flesh and Blood? Or have you mainly just been playing Blitz or Classic Constructed? Illusion. Spew. Militia. Plunder. Ooh, we got a foil Ray of Hope. That's nice looking. It's hard to get the foil glint there. Yeah, I saw that Lee had a sealed 8-man pod for Monarch. I believe it was this last weekend. So that was really cool. Is that available online? Did anybody stream the games from that sealed pool? We got a Tear Limb from Limb. And a Blood Drop. Oh, cool. You streamed it on your Twitch or YouTube. Runeblade, Brute. Man, Brute is just hitting off pretty good here in these packs. Okay, we have a red Memorial Ground. That's cool. Hey, that's fine. I'm all about the community of Flesh and Blood and card games in general. I stream other card game stuff, but I'm all about promoting other content creators, spreading the game, all of that stuff. Okay, we got a foil Hungering Slaughter Beast Red. We got a Hooves. We got a Pulping. And a Sonata Arcanix. This really looks like it's going to be a brute pool. Smash with Big Tree. Oh, here's a Take Flight. Steel Hand, Brandish. Eclipse. Another red Memorial Ground. We got a foil red Engulfing Light. Another Blood Drop. Vexing Malice, a Howl from Beyond. Sonata is, the artwork on Sonata is so good. I actually really like, I think Memorial Ground has really cool art. Seeds, the art on Seeds is great. And I think my favorite from the set, though, is Nourishing Emptiness. So I'm really looking forward to getting that playmat at Vegas. Because the Nourishing Emptiness art, I just love the whole concept of it. I love the way it looks. I think it's great. Yellow Dread Screamer. Man, this is definitely a shadow pool. And then here comes the light. All right. Got a red Illuminate, a red Blinding Beam. Yellow Minnowism. Void Wraith. Oh, there we go. Foil Celestial Cataclysm. Since I keep saying it's a brute pool. We have some Stubby Hammers. And a Battlefield Blitz. And a Deep-Rooted Evil. Wow, that was a heck of a pack. And a Cracked Bauble. Slaughter Beast, Riftbind, Boneyard Marauder. Bolt of Courage, Enigma Chimera, Second Swing, Stony, Red Yinty Yanty, Rising Solar Tide, Foil Blood Drop. Okay, this has to be incredibly unusual. Half a box. We have 3 foil equipment. One of them legendary. Yeah, foil blood drop is great. I have 2 copies of the cold foil. But yeah, the foiling on it is really cool. But seriously, 1 box and 3 foils. One of them a legendary so far. That's crazy. All right, we have an Endless Maw, Phantasmify. All right, so that's our pool. I mean, this pool screams to me play Shadow Brute. Although I think there's enough light cards that Bolton actually gets fairly good in this. Because we have the Cataclysm, we have Bolt, we have 2 Solar Tides. We have a bunch of fairly decent Bolton cards here, including 3 Courageous Steel Hands. All right, we're gonna build Shadow Brute though, because it's not often that a pool just is really good with Shadow Brute cards. Okay, so we're obviously playing the hooves if we do that. Probably a blood drop. Or it could be the plate. One or the other. And then the hammers. But this pool actually didn't have a headpiece. We got 3 blood drops in this pool too. All right. So let's look at the Shadow Brute cards first. So let's do 6 and higher and lower than 6. Because that's really important with Levia. A blue pulping. We have a blue Convulsions. And we have a red Convulsions. Nice. Blue Screamer. Yellow Bellow. And then in the generic shadow cards, we also have a yellow Lunartide Plunderer, which is 6. And a red Lunartide Plunderer, which is 7. Now we don't have a head piece, but I believe the Ebonfold is a token rarity. I know it's a common. We did open, I put that to the side. We did open an Ebonfold. Okay, so Blood Tribute. Howl from Beyond blue. I mean, Lunartide blue is still good, even though it's not 6. All right, so just looking at the Shadow Brute cards and the Brute cards, we have $22 just in Brute. Do we have many 6s? No. So we just have the Rally of the Rearguard as far as 6s goes. But a large... You can... Oh, sorry, Leah. You can use as many copies as you pull into your pool. So you're not restricted to the 3 of each color. So if you pulled 5 red Rally of the Rearguards, you could use them all in your pool. So I actually like the red Memorial Ground in this. given how many of the attacks here are 2 cost, there's actually a lot. You can also use it to cycle a blue, to get a blue on top of your deck so that you could then guarantee you have resources the next turn. We'll put both of those in there. So now we got to look at, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 8 blues. Let's add the 2 can be played from Banish Zone blues into there. Once they do end up in the discard and they get banished, then you can put them in to help fuel a little more. Yinti Yanti is not very good for Levia because she doesn't create auras. Not typically. There might be a way to create one, but I don't know what it is. All right, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27. So we have 27. So we have to find three more cards that we can put in here. And I think we can just do like Blue Stony, Yellow Adrenaline Rush, and then I don't know what else would be good. Maybe the Blue Adrenaline Rush. Yellow Spew Shadow. I think that's actually the answer. That can allow you to play another one of these 2-cost attacks out of the banish after it gets banished, with a bonus against light heroes. So I think this Levia deck is actually pretty solid for sealed. Yeah, that's 30 there. We have double convulsions. We have 2 memorial grounds. We have a spew shadow. All these can recur some of our attacks. We have an unworldly bellow, which is just a good pump. We could even use it to pump one of these lower end attacks to get it up where it needs to be. We have a Howl from Beyond that can be used to pump something and then go back to the discard, get banished again. All of that's really good. We have 1 Tear Limb from Limb. I think the number of 6s that we have here actually makes that viable to play. We have, 2 reds, Hungering Slaughter Beasts, and 2 yellows. So we have a lot of cards that banish 3 from the discard, so I think it's important to have cards like Spew Shadow and these ones that can be played from banish, so that if we have to, we can, attack with a Ghostly Visit, Howl from Beyond, Ghostly Visit, to get 2 cards back into the discard to fuel some of these. But yeah, I think overall... No, these are not right. Where's the other ones? Yeah, here we go. So we have Ebonfold, Stubby Hammers, which Stubby doesn't really do a lot, but it's better than not having a hand armor at all. Hopes of the Shadow Beast definitely will get turned on and give us an additional action point at some point during the game. And then depending on who we're playing, we have the blood drop or the ironhide plate. It's probably going to be the plate most of the time. So that is sealed pool number 2. And then looking at the time, I still have 15 minutes or so for my normal stream time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open these last 6 packs. I mean, I've gotten all these foil equipment, so I kind of want to see what's left in this box. Let's go ahead and move this up here. All right. Runeblade Brute, Runeblade Warrior, Illusionist, double generic, light, generic, light. We got us a yellow Seek Enlightenment foil. It's really cool looking. Gallantry Gold for our first equipment. And then both of our rares are Invigorating Light. One blue and one yellow. Runeblade Brute, Runeblade, Illusionist, Warrior, Illusionist. Ooh, we got a red Herald here. Yellow Ghostly Visit. Hey, a red Stony. Banish. Okay, we got a foil Boneyard Marauder. Oh, wait. There we go. We got an Ebonfold. A red Dusk Path. And a V of the Vanguard. Could this be the Bolton pool? Seeds, Smash, Demigon, Cross the Line, Herald. Now we're looking at 2 Take Flights so far there. Blue Stony, red Seek Enlightenment, red Illuminate, red Banet, or Brandish. Is that foil? That's so weird. Like, it doesn't actually look foil at all. There's like no foiling on the card. Okay, red Seek Horizon, an Ironhide Plate, Dimensional Gateway, Dimensional Gateway. That is the weirdest looking foil I've ever seen from this game. It's definitely darker. It's got like something over the top of it, but it's not foiled. Rip, Bellow, Cross the Line, Blinding Beam, Blue Rally, Warmonger, I know, right? Like, at least this one, this Dread Screamer here, like you can see right here, there's quite a bit of rainbow and foiling. But this Seek Horizon, no matter which way I turn it, I mean, we get some glare because of the card front, but there's like no foiling there that I can see. All right, we got an Ether Ironweave, a Howl from Beyond, and a Yellow Pulping. You couldn't tell the foils and the non-foils apart. That is funny. All right, we get a Herald, another Herald. Yeah, this is definitely looking like a much better Bolton pool. Hey, we got a Talisman of Dowsing. We got a foil red Express Lightning. Like, some of them have very obvious foiling, and you can definitely tell that it's foil. And some of them just don't. We got ourselves a Dreamweavers. Let's see. We got a Valiant Thrust and a Yellow Dust Path. Yeah, it's surprising because the cold foils in this game are so good looking. I've not ever seen one that is not good looking. Red Warmonger. Foil Herald of Protection. Another Gallantry Gold. Yellow Thrust, Red Tremor. All right, so this is our pool. There's definitely something here with Runeblade. We did get an Ether Ironweave, so it's possible that we could build Runeblade out of this. There's not a lot of Shadow, though, so we're going to end up running a lot of generics. I really don't like the Shadow in this pool in general. There's very few reds. We have one red Rifted Torment. There's a couple reds in Levia, but there's just not enough sixes in this pool to run her with this. So I'm going to pick up all the Shadow cards. Oop. Put them to the side. Kind of the same thing here with Prism. We do have 1, 2, 3 red Heralds, 1 red Chimera, which is pretty good, but there's just not a lot of depth in the pool. There's just quite a few Heralds, and that's just about it. It's probably still playable, but I really think that this is actually a Bolton pool. And not just because there's just a ton of, oh, this is generic, a ton of warrior cards. I'll show why here in a sec. So Bolton, even like in Sealed, you're going to be attacking a lot with your weapons because that's all you're going to have or be able to do. So the ability to both pump your weapons and charge your soul so that you can give your weapons go again is really important. Wait, this belongs over here. Take flight V. V is an attack. Okay. Okay, and then we have a blue blinding beam, which might not even make it in, but red Seek. Impenetrable Belief is just a good card to have in your pool. Those foils are so pretty. So we have double Impenetrable Belief in here, which is actually really, really good. Depending on the other people in your sealed pod or whatever. If they pull a lot of Shadow, especially Chain, But Levia turns it on too, because almost all of her cards banish 3. Impenetrable Belief can be a really good block. So let's see, just based off these cards, 1, 2. Yeah, there's 25 cards just in Light and Bolton, which is a very large number. Chances are we're gonna move some of these around. So we have a red Belittle, which I think goes in, because we also have yellow Minnowism, and wasn't there a blue one? There's not a blue one. There's just a yellow one. So you can Belittle, go and fetch the yellow Minnowism, and then use it to pitch to attack with something else, which is what they do in Constructed to squeak out some extra resources by playing blue Minnowisms. Now, I actually think all of the brandishes are good in here. They're force blocks for your opponent that turn on your ability to give go again to your equipment, your weapons. And then, so what I'm doing is I'm just going to pull out everything that I think might be good. And then we'll trim down. Okay. I actually think Warmongers is probably worth playing. It can take and loop your Express Lightnings and stuff like that. You don't want to get rid of too many of your light cards, though, because you want to be able to trigger things. Let's see. I don't think we want anything else in here. Okay. That's 32 cards. So probably the blue Blinding Beam goes out. -1 isn't that big a deal. It's better in Prism than it is in Bolton. And then what else is kind of... You don't want to get rid of any of your cards that charge. You don't want to get rid of the brandishes. The brandishes are good. For turning on go again on your weapons. Oh, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 7 blue cards, which is kind of low. The 0 for 4s are so good. You really don't want to get rid of them. You want to keep some 6 power or more. I think Stoney's the only one that we have. 3 red Express Lightnings is really gross. Rising Solar Tide. So I think what you take out... I think you take 1 Impenetrable Belief out. if you're playing against a shadow hero, you put the impenetrable belief back in and then maybe take out one of the other cards. I'm not sure which one. Maybe Dust Path? Yellow Dust Path, I think is probably the one. And then for equipment, this pool we really didn't have as much good equipment. We end up with only a chest and a hand. It's funny, no matter which, like if we did Shadow Rune Blade, we would end up with 2 pieces of equipment. Prism ends up with 2 pieces of equipment. Levia ends up with 2 pieces of equipment. So all of them end up with 2 pieces of equipment, no matter which one we build. Okay, I believe that this is what I would go with for a Bolton build. We have lots of charge, lots of 0 for 4s that charge. We have Valiant Thrust in yellow and blue. We have a V for the Vanguard, or V of the Vanguard. We have a bunch of stuff to pump our 0 for 4s if we want. We have ways to recur some of them. And we have ways of giving our weapons go again. All important things for the warrior. All right. So that was going through 3 different seal pools, figuring out the best thing to run for them and building those. I hope that was helpful to people. I know there's not a lot of sealed content out there right now. And we have not only the Pro, what do they call it? Pro Quest at Vegas, but we also have, you know, Dallas, Cincinnati, and I believe Orlando are all going to be sealed Tales of Aria. So this won't be directly applicable to that, but it is something to get you thinking about sealed. And it was fun. So I want to thank everybody who participated in chat, everybody who's watching. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.